Today is day 9, staying current. Have you ever noticed that one moment you're able to do something and the next minute you can't? That's called staying current. So you make sure that you're doing what your body is capable of doing in that particular moment. We'll be exploring that more today. Let's get started.
Yoga Pants and Plants. 30 Days of Compassionate Yoga is an invitation to journey toward being in the present moment, an opportunity to emulate the way nature lives in the moment. Be like a plant. Don't worry how you look. Notice how you sense and respond, like the way a tree reaches for the sun or a source of water. Nourish yourself with movement and stillness. Allow compassion to flourish for a little bit of time every day.
Day 9, staying current. Stand in a mountain position by dangling your feet from the hips and checking in with an arch and flatten to determine that you are in your most stable, buoyant position. Gently rotate your hips over your legs one way and then the opposite. Staying current means recognizing that whatever you observe in one moment can change by the next moment of observation. Sometimes our thoughts get in the way and say things like, I always. Instead say, in this moment, I notice. Updating our internal thoughts leads to more possibilities because it frees you from conditioned responses. Your brain is always looking for ways to take an easy route, so we can nudge it along the path of staying current. Try a body scan. Close your eyes or soften your focus. Consider your mind as like a flashlight as it shines from the top of your head, slowly moving down to your feet. If you notice anything that stands out, just make a note of the feelings you experience without judgment. You can use your arms lifting over your head and slowly guide them down in front of you in the shape of a heart. Do any sensations stand out in your head, in your face, in your neck, in your shoulders, in your chest, in your abdomen, in your pelvis, in your hips, in your knees, in your ankles, or in your feet? Take a moment, place your hands on your belly, and breathe in and out. Allow your mind the space to remember this moment of this body scan. Find a chair and the wall. Place your body so you can do a forward fold with the back of your legs against the wall. The purpose for this position is to feel the sensation of the body touching the wall. The chair is needed to provide extra stability. With the legs against the wall, fold forward and have your torso parallel to the ground, placing your hands on the chair for stability. Release the spine toward the chair, and if you would like to release it more fully, you can allow one hand to slide down the leg of the chair and return that hand to the chair and then slide the other hand down the other leg of the chair. Notice how this feels in terms of stability. Return to a standing position. Ask yourself, how does the wall impact your balance? Go ahead and experience another forward fold at the wall to observe the interaction. Now move away from the wall. Adjust the chair to be in front of you as you experience a normal forward fold. Before folding, find your most upright, steady, stable pelvis, and then observe your weight on your feet. Allow your body weight to move forward on the feet and back on the feet. Allow the weight to move to one side. Allow the weight to come back to the center and move to the other side. Now observe the weight to move diagonally from the front corner of the foot to the opposite back corner and return to center. And then again from the other front corner to the opposite back corner. Where does the weight normally land? How does that feel compared to being against the wall? Once you find the optimal balance on your feet, move into a forward fold, first moving to the parallel to the floor position and then releasing the spine like a string of pearls all the way to the ground. Return to standing and repeat that forward fold 2 more times. Return to standing and take a seat in the chair or on a mat in a cross-legged position. Learning about being current and finding your center of gravity before moving is like the concept of non-possessiveness. The yoga philosophy invites us to discover that we can pack lightly, that we have everything we need inside of us in order to make decisions. The forward fold away from the wall is letting go of props and looking inside ourselves for stability. The chair may be needed for a time, but with practice we learn to fold forward more fully, to experience life more deeply. There's no need to judge where you are in this particular moment. Just know you are building capacity inside yourself. No grasping for outward objects is ultimately needed if we stay on the path of breath and inner awareness. Here's a chance to review all the ideas that are presented so far during the 40 days of compassionate yoga. The yamas and niyamas are the 10 ethical practices of yoga, and at this point, the first 5, called the yamas, have been presented. Nonviolence, truthfulness, non-stealing, non-excess, and non-possessiveness. The last 5 ethical practices are called the niyamas, and they fit nicely into our development because the promise of the yamas is to free up our mind and to look for lightness in our approach to life. And then when we move into learning about the niyamas, we're moving more internally into purity, contentment, self-discipline, self-study, and ultimately surrender. So slowly, without realizing it, you've been learning the principles of functional movement. The way you practice functional movement on the mat impacts your life off the mat. You've been learning to pay attention by going slow. You've been building better habits by moving from stability. You've been progressing responsibly and progressing well because of your stability and your expanding somatic awareness and staying current, which is the focus of this class. The 5 koshas are a way to look at ourselves beyond the view we see in the mirror. Yoga philosophy guides us to understand the 5 layers, with the outermost layer being what we see in our body, moving deeper is the energy layer, which is experienced by expanding our breath. The next layer is our emotions. The next layer is wisdom and intuition. And the internal layer is the true self of goodness, called the bliss layer, where compassion shines. From your seated position, bring your arms out in front of you in a way that they are parallel to each other. Apply movement first to one arm and then the other as you are reaching out and returning to neutral. This is a review of shoulder protraction. Now ease into shoulder retraction by bringing the shoulders toward the spine, first in one side and then the other. Now you can stand up off your chair, or if you're on the floor, you can move into a tabletop position. If you're standing, you can use the chair as the floor for your tabletop position. Move in any way that protracts and retracts your shoulders. Find a place of relaxation on your back. Move in any way that's needed to let go of the sensations that you feel. Just like we began this class with a standing body scan, we'll do a body scan while laying on your back. And you can slide your arms up over your head like we did when we were standing, and bring them down in front of you, beginning with your head, and notice what sensations you feel in your head. Continue to bring your arms down as if they were in the shape of a heart to your neck, noticing what you sense in your neck, into your chest, into your stomach, into your pelvis. What do you notice in your pelvis and your hips, in your upper legs, your thighs, and your knees? As you put your hand by your side, continue mentally to go down to your ankles and your feet. And just take a moment, placing your hands on your belly, and breathe in and out, and ask yourself, what did I notice in my body in this current moment? How does it compare to what I noticed when I did the body scan earlier? Once again, there should be no judgment. Consider the idea of non-possessiveness or non-grasping for things that you do not need. Let the idea and the questions of this concept wash over you as you lay quietly, allowing your body to relax. I'll come back and bring you to a close for this class in a few moments. begin to wiggle your body, and your toes and your fingers, your arms and your legs. Bring your knees up and roll to your side. Enjoy this moment of the fetal position. And then slowly bring your body to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.
Now, as you rise from your mat, don't forget to eat more plants. You will feel and move better. Follow us for tips at flowingyan.com.